Documenting this. There's what's left of the original grill. I gained some tech screws. They had it drilled into here. Gotta remove this thing. However, they've got that fixed on there. More tech screws by the look of it. So I'll get rid of that thing. Take these off. Rip this radiator out because it's not the right one. Although it would do in a pinch. Got to get the hone from the top shed, hone the tops of those out, just because they're a bit rusty. It's looking pretty rough actually. Like it burned off a fair bit of oil. It's trouble with the petrol, the inlet manifold's whistle clean. Well, that one's a little bit dirty. I just wondered whether it was rebreathing enough oil to warrant putting rings in it. Whether I worry about fixing this engine at all. And just put a 2 litre in it. I've got a spare 2 litre. 5,000 RPMs versus, yeah, I could probably squeeze 8.5 out of the 2 litre. Nah, I'll fix this one. If it burns oil, it burns oil. $100 work kit, meh. Pointed distributor. Just when I thought I'd been done with points, I get a ute that's got points still. Interesting. Anyway, take this wrong bonnet off. Wrong bonnet. Where does it say here? ER12. As you can see by the blank and the fact that there's no air conditioner pump down the side here, there's not even a bracket on the engine. I will say, and the fact that there's no gizzards in here, there's no receiver dryer, no condenser, no hoses. This one's never been optioned. And the dash also says that too, because the dash has no air conditioner switch. So wrong bonnet. Someone had a whoopsie and hit something, I suppose. And they banged all this up pretty well. I'm almost wondering whether I can straighten that or whether I just put the other bonnet on and see if it all lines up. Parts run out of the creek. See what we can do. Not today, over the weekend. More removal of aftermarket accessories. Hey, I've got enough tech screws, I can nearly put my spoiler on. Last person to work on this suffered from mild retardation. I'm standing on that, it's in gear, the handbrake's on, and I'm moving the vehicle. And I've got it in 4th gear. Why do people do them up so tight? Oh well, pull the handbrake on tighter, put some stuff behind the front and the wheels and take the extension off and jump on it some more and see what happens. Yay. Oh, someone's done that with a rattle gun, I reckon. If I jump any harder, I'll twist the input shaft off on the gearbox. I'm joking, but that's how tight I've jumped on it. So yeah, don't really want to go get the air compressor from the other shed and the hose and the rattle gun and bring that down here and try and undo it. I'm just about twisting the ute. The ute's twisting like it's got 1,000 horsepower. And me jumping on the end of it. Oh well. All I can do is try again. The lengths I had to go to. That was standing almost touching the guard on the other side. Everything twisted up, and when it went crack, I just about smashed this side of the guard. So go figure. Oh well. And normally when you drive them on that hard, The harmonic balance is normally hard to get off because it's driven so hard against the key and the back of the sprockets against the next sprocket, the worm drive for the shaft. So I don't know. We're gonna have fun getting that off, I reckon. But thank God that's loose. I'll show you somehow like this. I tell you that there's 1, 2, 3, should be 4 10mm under there. And then you're going to take all these out, right up to the top. You've got to take, you can cheat with the water pump. I think it's only the big one here and this long one. Let's do it. Let's not talk about it, let's just do it. And of course someone's put a 1/2 inch in there. What a dick. Not happy. Oh well. Maybe I should have just put 2 litre in. If I do all this and find that the clutch is stuffed, I won't be happy. I will not be happy. Because I could have pulled the engine out and just chucked another one in. Wouldn't have been as big, but I could have done it. Would have meant changing the exhaust and a few fuel lines and I'm not sure what else. Use these engine mounts on that block because a 2 litre block is different. Well, only not in the Z, but in the L20. The L20 and the Z have the Z24 and Z20s have the same bell housing. Who put a 1/2 inch on there? Or was it actually a 14? Oh, it's actually a 14. Well, that's good. Crack that baby. And then take the weight off of that one. Put that in there for now. Oh, do I? Don't I? Will I? Shall I? Oh, I shan't. I won't. I'll just lift them over rather than take all these vacuum lines off. Take that one off. No, I won't take that one off. It won't come out. It's going to be some boring footage. Meh, I'm going to end it. Moment of truth, I guess. Let's see if I find something to lever against. What's holding you? I'm not sure. I might just be stuck on the dowels. I don't want to hit on it either. Oh, have I forgotten any? I'm not sure if that one's going to come out or not. I bet you it does. I shall return. Not that one. Bottom one here. I'm not sure. Can't remember. No, it didn't. So let's just get brutal. Let's hit on the distributor. Because I don't care. Okay, maybe something. What is holding you? It cannot be anything. Let's see. They're out. That one's out. That one's out. That one's out. That one only holds the timing mark indicator. Yep. That one's out. The one under there is out. 4 of those are out. That one that hides in the corner, that's out. But that's the one that hides behind the oil pump. So that's out. I'm sure that's not a bolt. Not a bolt. No, that one's out. That one's out. That one's out. That's the back of the distributor. It's just stuck on the dowels. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Yeah. Let me be violent. Well, I had to hit it pretty hard. From there. Which ones are the dowels? I forget. That one. And that one. Once I got that dowel to come, it came off. Looks like some of the sump gasket stayed there. That's silicone, it's been off before. That's the issue. Someone's used silicone on it. And obviously that's why it wouldn't come apart. Because it glued on. Not that it really helped it, because it still had water leak through the bolt hole for that one, that one, that one. The usual three. That one not so bad, but that one there and that one there had everything in it. And here's a tensioner just sitting here. Now where's the spring gone? Oh, there it is right there. About to fall into the sump. And that's the spring. All that because no one decided that they were going to put something in there to hold that in. Because that job would have been easy if someone didn't let that get out of hand. And I don't know why you won't go in. Let's have a look. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Light's in the wrong spot, but I'm not fussy. Why will you not go back in? What have they done? That's got no burr on it. And that's got no burr on it. They worried about dropping the chain. The chain's got absolutely nowhere to go. But yeah, see if you slip in without the... What have they done? What have they done? Oh my god. No wonder. Maybe that's what killed the ute. Maybe. Oh well, 210 mils to take it off. I've got another one, because they're the same as an L20B. See, that wasn't even tight. Oh, there was that one. Well, here comes trouble. Couldn't push it back in tomorrow, because they obviously have done something wrong with it. And it won't go back in. Yeah, well, it's tight in there. It shouldn't be tight. It should just slip in without the spring. I thought I'd just try and put it in without the spring. Because I had to pull the cover off. They glued it with silicone, so it was hard to get off. But their silicone leaked. I should have used some good gasket glue, not just crappy silicone. I don't know. Aviation cement wins every time. Or red lidded Permatex it. That will work too. What have they done?
No, you can't keep those tools. We're going to go to bed.
You're going to go to bed?
Yeah. Somebody's tired.
Who's tired? Yeah, well, I'm going to have a look-see. I can't see why that won't go in. Doesn't appear. Doesn't matter, I'll left shoulder it. I'm going to left shoulder it. Yeah, I think I've got another one. Somewhere. Oh yeah, I pulled one off the wreck kit.
Well, the one up in the shed was also the one.
Oh, it's had a donk on the bottom. And the hole's not round anymore. Yeah. I wonder whether that wasn't the issue. Oh, yeah, okay, they've had the sump off.
Yeah.
I thought I seen the sump gasket on the back of the ute.
Yeah.
So they've had the sump off and they've siliconed that as well. Which is why all this front cover is covered in oil. So I might as well just bloody...
Very good.
Yeah, at least pull the sump back off and pull the pistons out and see what happened now. Because that ain't right. Yeah. Rebuild, well, I'll spec everything up. See if I can use some second-hand parts, buy some new bearings for it. See what the bores look like when I get them apart first.
Maybe Mummy could rebuild.
Yeah, I'm half tempted to put 2 litre in it because I just changed the exhaust. I'll get more highway speed out of it. It'll be cheaper to run when it's just lugging around too. I don't know, I'll have to think about that one. Goes in now that I've turned it a few times, but it is super tight.
Yeah.
They've
Well, if it's super tight, which means it'll be slow to react.
yeah, it'll take forever to push it out. I could machine it. I'm not gonna waste my time.
Alright, we're going to bed.
You're going to bed? Alright. Single drive. Even my good ute's got this. And you know what? The older ones had dual row, just like the L20B. So, yeah. That answers that question. It was owned by dickheads. I don't mind people having a go, but that's just shonky. There's no... That whole sump leaked by the look of it, so I might as well pull the engine out. It's not what I really wanted to do, but that's alright. It's okay. I've got a stroked engine with a low compression ratio. I stroked a 2 litre out to 2.2 or 2.23. Yeah, well actually it was nearly 2.3 litres. It's got a 96mm stroke. That needs another Z24 crankshaft. Now that I have 2 spares. I wonder. Oh no, forget it. That engine's full of metal filings, so forget it. Dunno. Not sure what I'm going to do. Nice if I had another diesel engine sitting somewhere. But then I'd need a different gearbox. Or an adapter plate. Interesting. The thoughts are there. Oh well. Dunno. Yeah. Okay, so I've been thinking about this ute quite a bit. And the reason I think it got its bent valve is the hydraulic tensioner, which I will find. Will I? Where did I put it? It's here somewhere. Oh, there. Okay. It won't. It's tight because there's a donk mark underneath. And they've donked it hard enough that that hole is oval shaped. And it's supposed to be free in there, and it's not. I can't turn it by hand. So it's all had a bit of a whack. The spring should just push that out, because the spring's supposed to be there for when it's got no oil pressure. So the idea is I'll get the other one out of a wrecked engine that's up in the other shed. The ute I got off of Ramsey. Because that's got to be better. I'll use that hydraulic tensioner. Suppose I should have a bit more of a look at this chain. Just check that this chain's alright. Stupid single row chain. Even the good Navara's got noisy timing chain when it's really hot. I want to say the good one, not my good one. When it's really, really hot and when it's really, really cold. You can hear this whip a little bit when it's cold. And again, when it's really, really hot and the oil pressure is really low, at dead flat idle, you can hear this whip a little bit. The older ones had twin row, or dual row, and so did the L20B. Well, L20B, L26, L18, L28, L24, FJ20, SR20, and now we're plagued with a world full of single row cam chain issues. You see, that's how a hydraulic tensioner is supposed to work. The spring just pushes out whilst there's no oil pressure, and it's supposed to go in that easy. Some have an O-ring behind. I don't usually believe in that because it breaks off in no time anyway. But they say about 4 mil. Well, I think I usually do mine at about 2, depending on how tight the chain feels when you're doing it from new. When it's second hand, you probably do it to like as close as tight as you can get, almost, or like 10 thou. But yeah, so we'll put that on. We're going to silicone this thing back together and just see. Oh. So I just took the inlet manifold off, being aware of spiders because there's some redbacks in here. There's one piece of advice I can give, and that is with this brake pipe here, this vacuum line, and this heater hose, that's your positive crankcase ventilation around the back there. That hose, this other hose which you can't see, where is it? That one there, the recirculation hose for when the thermostat's shut, and that hose are easier to get off while the manifold is still attached to the head. Along with the wires for the carby, the throttle cable which I've tucked in over here, and the fuel lines, because you've got something to pull on then. It's a prick of a job when it's loose, and if you put that on the head, the exhaust manifold's not so bad. You can do that when the head's on the vehicle, but the inlet manifold's best to go on before the head goes onto the block. It's just easier. You can turn it, you can sit it on the exhaust side, you can put it on, you can use your gasket sealant if you want to, and then you can do up all your nuts and bolts, and you can get to them from both sides real easy. Once you put it on, it's kind of hard. There is limited space, even with ratchet spanners, to get through the top, so, or through the bottom. And then, yeah, you clean up your head surface and you put your head on, and then job's on, Bob's your auntie. So yeah, suppose I should clean it up. We'll see. All these hoses are stuffed. This was a ticking time bomb. Like, this one's crunchy, this heat hose. No doubt that one's probably crunchy. Doesn't feel too bad. Maybe it was just the end where it was. But that recirculation hose, I don't know where. I got to find one. Maybe I've got a second hand one that's better than that, because I had to cut that one off and you'd go when you grabbed it. So yeah. And the other thing is, I reckon that's a Z170. Yeah, Z170. I use the Bluebird filters. They're the same diameter, they're just half as long again. And what that means is you can grab it from the end here when everything's on and undo it a lot easier. And I use them short ones on the Bluebird because they've got a right angle fitting, and you can screw them from the top. You've just got to shorten the pipe that's on the inside so it doesn't bottom out on the top of the filter. So there you go. Until I get rid of all these junk ones. Well, they're not junk, they're a good filter, but you know, like a bit bigger filter, a bit easier to get on and off, a bit more filtration area. So there's that. That'll do. That's all I got for now. I zip tied that temporarily too. Just to keep it out of my way, or keep it in. Well, walked past that in the shed, picked it up, grabbed it. Wouldn't you know? It's the right size. Yeah, even got measurements on here somewhere. Focus. Focus. Oh, look at that. 48 by 70, I think that says. Yep, 48 by 70 mil. And sometimes it'll give you a width 9 by 9. There you go. So there we have it. That's not where it goes, but that's where it goes for now. Ah, look what turned up. All nicely machined. Nice and flat. Oh, there's a cat gonna photobomb me. Meow. So I must clean it up properly and put it on. I haven't, yeah, it's the radio on the Ute going because I got a battery in it, and I haven't got plugs in it, but I've spun it over enough to get oil pressure, lube everything up and whatnot. But I'm just going to whack some plug leads on it, whack some plugs in it, and just see if I can fire it up out the water. Oh, I forgot about that one. Won't go like that unless I loop one of these, because yeah, anywho, that's the idea. No, actually, I'm not even sure that that's not going to affect it, because that's going to pull vacuum, but let's just see if it goes. That'll do. People say to me, your cam timing's too far advanced. That's why it always has a red hot manifold. That's slightly retarded because of the stretch of the chain. Oh, crazy. Well, it runs. I think I'm pretty confident to put a few other parts in it now. Should put it back together properly now, I think. Give it a go, I don't know. I'm pretty sure all my water leaks down here are fixed up, so we just put another water pump on it, because the other one down there was leaking in the seal, so that was leaking, which I thought was odd, but yeah, anyway, no biggie. I'm a little concerned because I did use some silicone on the gasket that the water goes in through. I'm a bit concerned about that. So if it ends up with water in the oil, it'd be probably because of this timing cover gasket more so than anything. Let me show you how nice it runs. Ah, my key fell out the ignition. I need some decent clamps, but this radio does not stay in here. some loose tappets, but meh, who cares? Best leave them loose. Things are starting to smoke. Out of fuel. Back together. Just needs the appropriate radiator, which I think I'll go at the farm and get tomorrow. The appropriate bonnet. The right grill. I'll bring all my lights home that I've got. That's only there because I've got that holding my negative on, because that battery was a bit sad, so I thought I'd charge that up. And then I got to straighten things like that they've bent. And like that there, the bottom post holders for the radiator, they bent those, so. And then I got to come, this this bonnet's going back on the one down the creek, on the farm, because it'll protect the engine that's in there and the other bits and pieces. And then I have a good second-hand tail light. Now this is a original one off of my good one. That'll go here, like so. And then I'll do that because I've got that, because I thought mine broke, but it was these little tabs here. So what I did is, rather than use a new one, I went and pinched all these off of a door mechanism on a Bluebird and fixed it that way. And obviously the clutch is a bit funny, it engages halfway out, so they obviously were a bit hard on it and popped a wheelie. Anyway, it lives to fight another day. That's going to go in the rubbish. That steel tradie bar can be turned into something else, repurposed. That free post, I'll put that somewhere out in the backyard, out the way, with my other miscellaneous wooden things. That head with bent valves, I must label that and left shoulder it as quick as possible. Or left shoulder it to somewhere else, so I don't accidentally pick it up and use it one day. Might just strip the guts out of it, and maybe, I suppose I could put the valves in a press and straighten the stems. But why would you do that? You can buy them for $12 a valve. That's a lot of money, actually. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I might just label it rooted and put it in the not so sure what to do with pile. Because I've got better candidates to repair if I ever need another one. So there's that. Looks like they were going to brew something. Looks like brewer's line. So yeah. What else is under here? I don't want to break that, that's the good one. Now there's some Holden or Ford roller rockers. They're all nicely seized up. They were probably good once. What is that sitting on? Another tyre. Another tyre that doesn't fit this vehicle. It's got reasonable tread on it, but it looks like some of them are going flat. And then I might try and just touch that up with the orbital, and I'll just put some spray can over it, because it's only surface. Well, it looks like someone might have bogged it. That might be why it's all cracking like that. I have got some bog, but the hardener's probably stuffed. So yeah, and then it's ignition and related stuff. But yeah, we'll see if we can get it registered first before I worry about that. And then I'll flog an ignition barrel at one of my other vehicles or something. So yeah, I really didn't clean up much. I did the least amount of work possible to get this thing going. One of my distributors, because the other one, they must have wired something here, so it was, well, they must have forgotten an insulator somewhere, because both sides of the points are direct short even when it's open, and I don't get it. So something's shorting out that shouldn't be, and I don't know what. So it must be back this end at there. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to study another. This is a Bosch distributor. I've never had a Bosch distributor on one of these. They're all Hitachi or Mitsubishi or something like that. Completely different, so I don't know. Odd. Because that whole thing is different. Well, the cap on there was a Bosch. I don't know what that one actually reads. Yeah, anyway, out for now.